So if I add up all these tax reliefs for my year 2021 tax assessment, right, my total reliefs will come up to about 30,000 Singapore dollars, which is not too bad, right? Alright, happy anniversary to my second year of sharing about my income tax relief. And I did in the first episode last year, right, talking about and sharing about my tax relief. And I know income tax is a very personal thing because it may expose how much income you have. But I guess for learning purpose, it's very important that I share this information, and whatever I can share, I will share, because I have already planned out my tax relief for 2022, the current year, since last year. So I guess this time is for me to really pan out what has happened and also make preparation for year 2023 for the upcoming next year. How am I going to strategize it for income tax? And also it will be a good learning point for you guys as well, right? So you see what you can adapt. Maybe there are some things that you left out, so you still have one more month to make sure that you have all your income tax relief strategies in place. Okay, first one is the earned income relief, where everyone below the age of 55 will get a $1,000 of their chargeable income. I think this is as simple as it gets. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to submit or file any documents. The government or IRAS will just give you $1,000 of your chargeable income tax. Not tax rebate, tax relief. But if you're above 55, I think it's much more than $1,000. So this is the most simple one. Almost everyone will get as long as you are legally employed in Singapore. Next one is donations relief, and this will come up to around $60 because I do contribute to the Chinese something CDAC club or something. Is to help the less fortunate people of the Chinese race, and the total contributions will come up to around $60 for year 2022. Of course, if you're a higher income person, then most likely you have to donate more to the CDAC, right? I guess this is all submitted through your HR, and if you're of Malay or Indian race, there are different rates. But of course, you can do your own separate donations to any government mandated charity organizations, right? But one important thing is, don't be confused that donations will help you save tax, because the ultimate cash flow is still negative. There has to be cash outflows. Doesn't mean that because donations is like 2.5x tax relief, you're getting savings. No, it doesn't work, because your overall cash outlay is still more than what you have paid in taxes. Alright, next up is the NSMAN tax relief, and this is $3,000 for me because I have attended in-camp training this year. Alright, so for those who have attended in-camp training and you are below the rank of third sergeant, you'll get $3,000. And if you have not attended in-camp training, you'll get $1,500. For key appointment holders wise, that means that you're above the rank of third sergeant and above, then you get additional $2,000 on top of your current tax relief. So for example, for those who have attended ICT this year, you'll get $3,000 plus $2,000. You'll get $5,000 as a key appointment holder. You can also qualify for NSMAN tax relief if you are the spouse or you are the parent of the qualifying NSMAN. So for married wives, if your husband is still active in military service, you will get $750 of the chargeable income. Likewise, for parents, if your child is an active NSMAN, you will get $750 of your chargeable income. Next up is SRS, Supplementary Retirement Scheme. And I did cover SRS a few times in my video, and I did contribute to the max, which is $15,300 for Singaporeans and PRs. So I'll get that full 15.3k tax relief off. And if you're wondering what did I invest for SRS, right, I did put half of them into Poyon's Cash Plus, investing in the S27 ETF that tracks the S&P 500, and the other half was in Singapore savings bond. That's for the later part of the year. So half of it invested in S&P 500, half of it in the Singapore savings bond. So all these tax reliefs so far are non-CPF related, and they will come up to a total of $19,360. And after the word from sponsor, I will talk to you about CPF tax relief. I am very jealous of you all. Jealous of those people who have not signed up for Weibo account, because Weibo just launched a record high promotion getting you $150 worth of cash voucher. And since many of you still have questions on the qualifying criteria, let's go through some of them. First deposit, you must have a $2,000 first deposit. Now, even if you have used that $2,000 to buy some stocks and the stocks has fallen to less than $2,000, that's fine as long as you have not made any cash withdrawals. Next, you need to buy one US stock or ETF worth at least $100 US. And you can choose any stock, right? I mean, you can choose Apple. Apple is at around $130 130, 140 levels, way above $100, so you'll be safe. The third criteria is you have to make one option trade. So you can just look at Apple options. You can buy a $70 put expiring this Friday at like 1 cent. So 100 units of it will be $1. And lastly, you have to hold your deposit for at least 30 days until your cash voucher reward is credited. And that's how you can use the referral link down below or scan the QR code right here to sign up for your Webull account today. Alright, so now is the exciting one, CPF tax relief. Because I talk so much about CPF on this channel, getting excited already. Finally coming to use my CPF power. Okay, so easily $8,000 off if you take VCMA or RSTU this time. That is for your voluntary contribution to your MediSave or retirement sum top up, a combined tax relief limit of $8,000. So no more separate limit, combined $8,000. You can do $8,000 fully to RSTU, you can do $8,000 fully to VCMA, or you can even split by percentage or even half up to you, but there is a combined limit of $8,000. And this year in 1st January 2022, my very popular CPF video, I did describe how I did my top-ups, and for retirement sub top-up to SA, I did a $4,000 top-up. So that is for my RSTU, which means that I have around $4,000 left for VCMA, right? So $3,000 of that went into VCMA during the 1st of Jan 2022, because that was when the basic healthcare sum of the MediSave account was raised from 63,000 last year to 66,000 this year. So that is the gap that you could do on 1st Jan every year, which is what I will be doing in the upcoming 1st January next year as well, based on how much they increase the VHS. So this year I did top up VCMA with $3,000, which means that I have already used $7,000 out of that $8,000 combined CPF tax relief limit, right? $1,000, how to use it? Okay, I'll show you. I did have deductions coming in from my CareShield Life plan, which deducted around $164, and also for my Integrated Shield plan, it deducted around $523. So every time there is a deduction in the MediSave account, I will do a VCMA top-up as well, because that is when my MediSave account actually fall below the BHS, and that is when you can have opportunity to put in more money, and also they are eligible for tax relief as well. But you see, I also had one refund done during the year, and it was around $235. Maybe I over contributed to my MediSave account last year, and CPF had to refund me at 0 interest. So you have to be very mindful. Sometimes your calculation may go off a bit like me. So they refunded me $235, which means that I can now put in another $235 back to make it the max basic healthcare sum at 66K. So if you look at the combined tax relief for this CPF voluntary contributions and retirement sum top-up, I utilized a total of $7,922 out of that $8,000, which I think is good enough. But of course, next year I can no longer do RSTU, right? Because I already reached the full retirement sum of 192K. And that compound interest of 4% of SA this year will help me cover the next year's increase in the FRS. So I cannot do RSTU to my special account anymore, so no more tax relief on that next year. But you see, something new this year, because I have officially registered myself as a self-employed person under IRAS and CPF as well, which means that I can now do voluntary contributions to 3 accounts, and those will enjoy some tax relief. But how much is the limit, right? The annual limit will still apply, is $37,740 of CPF annual limit that you can contribute that will get you tax relief. And this is all combined with your normal employment full-time job limit. So your full-time job, they are giving you like 20% employee plus 17% employer, right? The 37%. So that is already part of that CPF annual limit. So whatever that's remaining, okay, out of that 37.74K, then that is your self-employed limit that you can top up. And the good news this year compared to last year, 2021, is that last year I didn't have $100,000 worth of combined annual income. This year I will definitely exceed that 102K, which means that I will have the max CPF contributions based on my full-time job and YouTube income combined. And one thing I've learned is that even if you're self-employed, doesn't mean you have another 37.74K limit. It's only when you have 2 full-time employments, you are employed by another company, then you have another 37,740, which means that for those people who are holding 2 positions in 2 separate companies employed, then they will get 2 times 37.74K. So that's how you can actually exceed the annual limit, by holding 2 jobs. But in actual fact, how many people can do 2 jobs other than Mr. Lu? So yes, my total CPF tax relief will be $7,922. Let's round it up to $8,000, right? Plus the $37,740. And that will come up to $45,740. And if you look at my overall combined income tax relief based on the CPF and non-CPF components, I'll be summing up $19,360 to $45,740, which give me a total of $65,100. So based on this 65.1k tax relief, is I was in the 7% income tax bracket, I will take 7% times 65.1k, and that will get $4,550 of net tax savings. And if I was in the 11.5% tax bracket, I will take 11.5% multiplied by 65.1k, coming up to $7,475 of net tax savings. So you see, calculating your tax and doing some tax savings is very fun, right? In fact, IRS even provided you an income tax calculator for individual income tax, which I think every one of you should do some homework before the year ends. Anyway, I just forgot that you all have to sign up for the Amex True Cashback Card or the UOB Absolute Cashback Card. Top up to your GrabPay, okay? And then you can use GrabPay to pay it on AXS machine. That's how you can pay your income tax effectively while getting your credit card cashback of 1.5% or 1.7%. So do use my referral links in credit cards to sign up for Amex True Cashback or UOB Absolute Cashback. Remember that. So that's about my tax relief. If you do want to learn about SRS, how do I actually use SRS myself, then refer to my previous SRS video this year, because I will show you what have I invested my SRS in.